Good evening. Hello, lovers. It is me, Angie, here from Learn Love Tarot. Bring us messages of direction towards our best and highest good using the energies of the daily moon cycle and of the planetary bodies surrounding us. However, this message is timeless as energy is cyclical. So do know that whenever you find the message is when you're meant to. And that can even mean we are passing the message along for somebody else that comes to your mind. So we're going to specifically be looking at the notes I have posted in the chat box. And if you're coming later, they're in the description box. In particular, what I want you to look at, I was going to use them today because I don't have my Elmo up. But in particular, I want you to hone in on that center section here where this corn, the kernel of corn turning into the full grown corn. And these are all the dates here that you can look back on your calendar to look for synchronicities and signs. So this will be kind of like the closing of a book on a chapter. In particular there, the third one down, we had not only a Cazimi, a Chiron Cazimi in April of 2023, but we also have that Aries eclipse. So that was the start of the book. This is the closing of the book with this new moon tomorrow in Aries. So look in your charts at 28 degrees Aries and let me know where that energy is coming up for you. You'll also see on the graphics that I created for us, if you do know where your Aries energy is in your own personal birth chart, what life area that's not only going to be affecting, but particularly what is the wound. So Chiron aligning with the sun today, clinking glasses. It's called a conjunction, and not as in what's your function, conjunction junction, if you're old enough to remember school house rock. Hey guys, hey, thank you so much for coming in. Miss Peg and Crystal in the house. Hey Diana. Thank you guys so much. I'll scroll back just to the top just to make sure I am getting everybody in here. Okay, we're going to do a short reading today. Let me know what was happening for you. Let's see, today's date adding up to a 30. So 30 years ago was 1996. That would have been a year of the Chariot energy. And that means it's a delivery of our heart's best intentions. And we have to put a little more effort into keeping alignment of head and heart. Here we go. Okay. So my first question is what I am wound. Aries is the sign of I am, the first house of ego, identity, how we are seen, right? How others see us. So a wound to make peace with in this Chiron Cazimi energy here. And we've got fear. So that will be represented by the old devil card, the 15 energy, which is the opposite but balancing energy of the lovers. So this says, I realize, spit it out, Ange. I realize that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. Okay, so that is a wound we are trying to make peace with here, our fears, and how we can counterbalance that is gratitude. I am thankful for this life and the opportunities that it presents. Focusing on this beautiful blue energy of the throat chakra, which is going to push to my last question once we get to advice, which is going to be all about what can we speak power, what can we speak with power and truth about, because that new moon in Aries is going to be about saying the things, say what you need to say, and thankful for the opportunities, even the ones that scared us. So think about, I know I talk about the whitewater rafting thing, but that is just such a good metaphor and example of the things we cling on to, even if we know it's not safe. I mean, have you ever seen anybody ride a raft going down the rapids that way? Me neither. Yet I did not want to let go at the time of the only thing that there was to cling to. Everybody else had gone with the flow and let the current take them. So that would be in that gratitude energy. And a wound to make peace with. So gratitude for a wound and gratitude. Um, Maybe we're not at a place yet where we can recognize those double energies of what about fear, right? What are we afraid of? This is ego as well, and fears are derived from that false evidence appearing real. But it's just testing us to see if we can live in the energy of love. Now, surrounding energies, yeah. So courage, that lemniscate of balance of energy, finding the inner strength to face fear with confidence. Can't make it up. So our first card out today would be yellow. That's our solar plexus. So happy solar plexus energy today. How apropos for the Chiron, the healer, conjunct with the sun and forming a Cazimi. All right, so let's see what's going on with our fire deck here, the bottom of the deck before we even get started. There's Mercury newly into Aries, seeing ourselves in the context of being in relation to others. So this about today, what are these, have these wounds taught us? So when I am getting a feeling of fear with that yellow pentacle there, um, because pentacles are anything tangible that's happening here in the 3D. So that's worry there when you combine that with the Nine of Swords. I see it quite a bit, and it's even like a fear of being happy. What if I do get what I've always wanted and then it doesn't work out? Then what? One step at a time, I say. So whatever this fear is, if we can have gratitude for that wake up to the energy of, oh, this is really important to me. Right. Okay. So we're getting ready to do some kind of 180 here with that hanged man energy of Pisces on a well-trodden pattern, a well-worn, I guess you could say, circular path of our making. And this literally is the minor arcana. That is the wounded warrior card. And remember that Chiron, from his wounds, became the teacher of how he overcame that. So can we say at the end of, what happened to Chiron is that not only did he face his fears, and he lived in the energy of love no matter what had happened to him, being rejected internally and externally, and then having gratitude for it because it allowed him to be the teacher and show others the way through these purple patterns here. Okay, and that turns into this Ace of Pentacles, and today is the 16th, so we have the Tower energy there, and look at her with her yellow long-sleeved shirt on here. So our fears here, the wound we're making peace with is seeing the reward of the fear itself and about having gratitude for it, because then we would have never learned fill in the blank. Okay. I would have never learned. I had no desire to ever go whitewater rafting ever again. Oh boy. Oh, she has Aries 28 moon. That's like literally the new moon. It's at 27 degrees. Let me see if I have it written down. 27 degrees, 28 minutes. So that will be symbol 28. Wow. Yep. That is a large disappointed audience, is the symbol. It's not bad like it might sound, because it's about speaking with power and truth and about keeping our word. It's also about learning adjustment to feedback. Okay, so whoever this is for here today, it looks like we're feeling some kind of gratitude for a 10 of Pentacles, a new start, because we did see that Ace of Pentacles. Once this old story has completed, there's nothing more left to be learned. You're telling me here, I'm at the end of a lesson. I'm at the end of, like I had the reading, the last one, at the end of the rainbow. And what creates those but sun coming up after a storm, the silver lining here. So this is something that once made us happy here. Could be to do with lover's energy with the tulips on his coat. And the opportunity here, literally, that's the new moon tomorrow. Speaking with power and truth. Learning adjustment to feedback and speaking with power and truth. And I'm going to get advice on that about how we can expedite healing when we do that. So let me see what's guiding us here. We already know the Magician is fueling the 10 of Pentacles. So again, all 4 aces of potential. We have everything we need to move forward towards that new Ace of Pentacles we're working towards. Situation of the Sun. What I say about all the time, it might seem like these 2 cards, like, what in the heck? How is this a wound to make peace with? Because they're 2 very different energies. And I said, it's funny, but a lot of people are actually afraid of getting what they want, which is literally what this combination is. I am in a prisoner of my own mind about what truly makes me happy. Okay, about what truly makes me happy. All right, let's see what's driving that truth as our opportunity here. Love is the driver. Love can build a bridge, right? So that would be the courage to face a fear with confidence. It's like, I'm not moving here yet, Ange, but I'm on the horse. It's like this is lined up and ready to go. I just got to get the horse moving again so I can say what I need to say. I got to say the thing, right? Miss Kathy's in the house. Be careful on your way home, Kath. All right. And the recent past, what I say here with the 10 of Pentacles, you closed out some kind of cycle here successfully. That would be a lesson of daddy saddy because the world represents Capricorn and Aquarius energy. All right. What might have you cleared out the energy around you, in the environment? A 6 of Cups. So there's a little looky-loo here. So you might have felt a fear of someone kind of always watching over you, like of, did I do the assignment? Did I complete the work? Of looking over your shoulder of what gifts I am being offered. So closed out a cycle could very simply be past life soulmate energy. 6 of Cups is someone that we know very well. We don't sit around and have meals or long conversations with somebody that's not a 6 of Cups. Who that is for you would depend on what cycle you've just completed here with this person from the past that came into your present to affect your future. Now, the heart of the reading here, what did this wound basically teach you about what you desire? Is that I got to be clear on what I desires. I can't hide them in the moon and then sit around hoping, waiting, and wishing, especially not in an 8 of Swords energy. I got to put action towards either what I fear I don't know, which animal, which wolf are we going to feed? Are we going to feed fear or are we going to feed gratitude? Which one do you think turns out better for us? Right? Let's see what's driving that confusion or that moon. I'm confused about if I should be happy about my own son, about my victory. This is a victory after a long battle. I got 66 energy. If you look at my notes on the date I just talked about, the start of the opening of the book, the 4/5/2023, which is going to be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 4, 5, 7. So we're missing the 6. We got 2 6s here, but the degrees was a palindrome on April 5th of 2023. The palindrome was 1551 and peg. Right after that, the April 1st of 2022, Chiron Cazimi was at 12 degrees 21. Both of us have been seeing that 1221 palindrome, which is a 33 energy, or again, a 6. Okay, so This is this is at least 2 years old, guys. Well, now April, now we're in 2026, it's at least 3 years old. Okay, so near future, here comes that 180 of the flip and the sitch here. Whatever was closed, I don't know if it's getting ready to open back up, or we just see it from a whole different viewpoint here, because we've taken this gratitude energy, and instead of being fearful, like, we need to be thankful for fear because it gets us out of dangerous situations, right? But had we never had that fearful situation to face, I would have never learned that I had the courage that it took to complete that cycle, or not allow that fear to stop me from moving forward, because we have victory at the heart of the reading. There's victory in our emotions, especially when we don't hide them. We've got to talk about what our ultimate happiness is. You might need to renegotiate. Now, near future energy around you is the Queen of Wands, Aries energy. If you saw my notes, I think it was yesterday, and I was like, clean up an aisle, Aries. We got a traffic jam in the Isle of Aries. Okay, so during this time, we've got 5 planets in Aries. Sun's a star, but you got me. Chiron is a point in the sky. So we've got 6 placements here. That's kind of nutty fucks. Okay. Well, that's a new one, nutty fucks. I usually say knucking fucks, but you've met me. So, near future here, I like this confident energy that looks like it's spurred on by this victory. That is a courage here, the fire to face the fear. I don't know if that's a reunion with someone in the past. There was kind of a fear here of completing a cycle or ending a cycle, but there's victory when we face our subconscious fears here, right in the heart of the reading. Okay. Okay. That makes sense. Now we've got the 20 card of judgment here, and that is Scorpio's power card. And these are lessons and people that enter our lives to bring back around tests of lessons that we haven't learned yet, right? We learn about our own shadows and our own greatest assets and one-to-one connections. We see in them what we like about ourselves, and also, catch 22, what we don't like about ourselves. That could be a little bit of a sticky wicket, right? Now, this judgment energy is blocked. So this is telling me the judgment call needs to be made. This is saying this inevitable judgment call, no matter how much we fear it, if we can flip the script on that energy and be grateful to see this as an opportunity to understand where that popcorn kernel or that corn kernel of heartbreak, pain, and grief, what did it teach us? Right? What did it teach us? So maybe the lesson really isn't being understood as of yet, but I see that whoever this reading is for, it's going to be. All right. What's driving that judgment block? Okay. Not using your effort stick. Where's Judy when we need to celebrate the effort sticks? Hey, Sass. Thanks for coming in. Hi, Samuel. Thank you for being here. So again, more Aries energy because it's the baby of the zodiac here for me, this Page of Wands. I know it's all the fire signs, but again, it is communication energy. We have not communicated the ending of this judgment call, or we're still processing it. Maybe we fear what's going to happen when it comes back around. It depends where that wound is sitting for you. Where in your birth chart is almost the ending of Aries energy? Where is that sitting? Okay. We're not going to have Chiron anymore, Chiron Cazimis, for 40 plus more years. So, I'm planning on living to 108. So technically, I would catch it again. I don't know about you all, but unless you're planning on putting in another 40 plus years, this is going to be the last time that wound is kind of the scab is pulled off of it, so to speak. What spirit wants you to know? The wounded warrior, much the whole. I mean, I love the how literal tarot can be as a medium for reading energy. So spirit wants you to know you can go around that rodeo again, right? Guess who's back? That judgment call isn't going anywhere. This is a lesson your soul set up purposely for you to grow from. And with it in reverse doesn't mean that we can ignore it. We're not going to be like la la la. It'll find a way to present itself through a different one-to-one interaction. Let's look at what's driving that. More Aries. So we've got fire. That's going to be Sag energy. Black moon Lilith. Our desires, okay, and our decisions has changed lessons today. It's now in symbol 14. If you remember me talking about the pyramid and the Sphinx, that's all about the 3 stages of life, right? If you could not guess the answer to the Sphinx's riddle, then the Sphinx did not keep you around. And that's all about reclaiming and embodying that wisdom of those teachings. And we've got all 4 kings here energy. Again, outside energy, bottom of the deck, is what's surrounding us. So in this Aries 6-card pile up, so to speak, right? It's this kind of, it feels like, I don't want to use the word forced, but we can no longer be like this, and we can no longer say my hands are tied, because literally they're not. We just have to figure out the fear that is standing in the way from us reaching and kind of checking the box on that spiritual elevation test. All right, let's look at here. But you are going to do it, a 180. You are going to do it. And I don't know if it's reversing that closure, or maybe you thought you got closure, and now this is kind of even more coming in for you if you have already really worked on this. We shall see. All right, outcome energy. All for love. I realize that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love, fearing what it is that we actually want. If we actually want an Ace of Cups, it's always going to involve healing. It's always going to involve our own inner peace. It's always going to involve not being able to pour from an empty cup unless there is overflow. That is the energy we share with others. I'd say that's pretty balanced here. Let's see yeah. A new love, or a renew, a restart. I can't call it if it's a renewal or brand spanking new. It could be brand spanking new to you because simply of the judgment energy, you haven't met this person yet. But when you do, you have an instant knowing that you've met them before, perhaps on a different timeline. But we've got the 1111 card here. This is literally the last deacon of Aries, again, surrounding energy. And I'm here. What's that song? She has like a gravelly voice. I know one of the phrases is I'm all for love. Oh gosh. All for love. And it's kind of like a Melissa Etheridge sounding voice, but it's not. Hopefully it'll come through for me. I'll try to keep seeing if I can get more on that one here. But the 1111 energy of equal action, of my own micro of a full cup is attracting the macro back to me, of someone deserving. We've also got 44 energy here. If that resonates for you, we already saw the 66. 10 converting to 1. So where you are now, this truth here with this speaking power and truth, with the new moon and Aries here, you're going to be so grateful that you conquered that fear and said what you needed to say. Say what you need to say. You're paused, but from a whole 180 perspective, here comes this love cup supported by equal action. I mean, I'd say if this is a Queen of Wands around you, could be an actual Aries or a Scorpio. Doesn't have to be. It's the archetype. So how you would know this person, this can be anybody that is super confident. They are the master manifester. They are usually very good looking. I mean, I never met an ugly Scorpio ever, right? Aries are usually pretty hot, but I will say, depending on if they're first, second, or third deacon, there's some maturity to kind of gain there, and it takes Aries a while to step into their full Queen of Wands energy. The sunflower and the seed. This is someone who immediately just makes you feel warm in their presence. This could be a teacher for you, an energy, especially if it is from the past. This could even certainly, this is not my mother card, but she'd be a queen. So I can usually tell a fire sign right away. You know who they are, especially depending on where it sits in your chart. Okay. I do want to know, I kind of want to leave that ending there, but I wanted to question here, what is the prison of your own mind? What is the problem with you having your own happiness in this situation? Okay. How did this wound of fear teach you what you want and desire? Okay. So I don't have reversals in my deck. So we got the Hermit here in reverse. So it's telling me at the moment, we're still reviewing this kind of ninth step before it converts to the 10 and then the ace. This is like, maybe I haven't been attached to my long held dream in a long time, because the star is inside of the Hermit's lantern. That is what he's using to look at the past and evaluate the steps that got him there, good and bad. Okay. And in reverse, the Hermit might not be incorporating the wisdom yet, or still kind of being in that energy of, I don't know, I don't know. It is the heart of the reading. I can't see, it's dark. The moon. What is that driven by? Yeah, because I'm still in the emotions of, I don't like what I gotten. But when we're in that lower vibrational frequency, we can't see the cup that is on offer from spirit, that gift that's trying to come in. What is the gift of the fear? Because it's testing your resolve to live in the energy of love. And the outcome's telling me, and so you do. And so you do. We've got the sun and Chiron, the healer. That Cazimi is in 4 of Wands. All the other Aries placements are in the first deacon. So I'm going to have to say here, by Aries season, which is going to be, I believe, Sunday when the sun moves into Taurus. Empress energy, surrender. Today is a path of surrender, the third chakra, solar plexus. And we've got near future 12, the Hanged Man, which again is today's energy. And the 1 + 2 is a 3 of the Empress. But this could be an Empress around you that is helping maybe you see the wisdom of the pain that you've suffered, having gratitude for that fear, because again, this was not something easily come by. Deep soul lessons never are. So it's telling me we might not be there yet, but there is the 10 of Cups of wish fulfillment underneath the Empress. So I don't know what that wound taught you about what you desire, is that it was a pattern, right? It was something that has happened one-to-one over time. Could be since childhood here. Normally it is, because that's how we develop our attachment styles. If you're unfamiliar with that theory, look up attachment theory. They show the videos of the babies and everything. When the mother leaves the room, it's all about how that baby reacts, one of 4 different ways. And then subconsciously, moon, heart of the reading, we do that for the rest of our lives in one-to-one interactions of every kind, until we figure out that that pattern is the kernel that then is going to turn into the harvest. What is it that we learned about what we want and desire from that pain? Okay. All right, let me get some to expedite healing here. How can we expedite healing? What can we speak to power and truth about with this new moon and this powerful alignment with Chiron and the sun? I mean, good gravy. Hello, Wonder Grant. How are you? I hope I can see that this far away. If I can see it correctly. Judy Jude's here. You must have heard your ears burning. All right. Advice. Okay. Come to the edge in reverse. And guess what number it is? Just guess. This was in reverse. It's the 9 card. And we've got a 36 energy. That'll be 6 days from now when I called it, which is the end of Aries season. Outcome energy, this regeneration of the cup energy. It's like Aries trying to bring you this gifty, trying to close the chapter on what started at the Cazimi in April of 2023. Again, those dates are listed, so you can check for yourself. I forget who this came out for on our All Signs. We had so much fun at that live on Saturday. It was impromptu, and boy, oh boy, did I look like a hot mess. So thanks for not saying it. Come to the edge. It's all for love. Maybe this is the farthest you've ever been to that aha moment. And then we've got the fates. Okay, so 17, the star inside his lantern. And we've got 24 energy of take a nap. Time for a nap. And there's the fox right there in the center. It is a waxing crescent moon. So that is going to be a new beginning energy. That's what new moons are. It's the bottom of the lunar roller coaster, how I describe energy. We've just come down from the full moon, and now we're getting off the ride. We're deciding which ride we're going to get on next. Where are y'all going to go? Come to the edge. Now, because there's flowers here, I do want to grab that and have a quick look, see? Especially because it came out in reverse. So that would be the protection message for our 36 card. All right. And remember, 9s are the ending. Okay. Because once we get a 10, it reconverts. All right. So this is all about courage, taking a leap of faith, right? The new starts, the full energy, and overcoming fear. Can't make it up. And accepting the risk that it does take, all for love. And I can't see the light. It's all for love. Da, 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 da. Oh, it's going to drive me crazy. Okay, so the protection message, it's about facing the unknown, guys. Okay, we can't drive down steady Eddie easy street, or else what life is there to have when we never fear something? To me, that's like never taking a risk and never having that adrenaline rush of, oh my God, I didn't think I could do this. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Okay, so let's see what that's all about. Fear is leading the way into places that you don't need to go. Most of what you fear at the moment is an illusion stemming from an old belief that isn't even true. False evidence appearing real. Hard in the reading, illusion, the moon. Now is the time for courage. You will not be lost at sea. You will not watch everyone else get what they want while you're left alone and unloved. Oh, the drama of it all. False evidence appear. Oh, I just got chills down my back. False evidence appearing real is hovering over you. The more you dwell on fear, the more real it will become. Ask yourself, who in me is afraid? It's that inner child, right? Aries, first house. Who in me is afraid? Love that part of you. Ask, is this true and real right now? I believe I wrote about that. You guys will have to let me know. Yesterday, the false, I had a whole list of journal prompts, false evidence appearing real. The answer most likely is no, that is not true and not real. Give yourself a hug. It's okay to be scared. Courage must be summoned, though. In spite of your fear, even when you're not feeling confident, spirit will always catch you. There's a faded beginning here when you guys use that lantern and understand what was the kernel, what was the block of I'm blocking my own happiness. What am I scared? Why am I so scared of being happy? I know that sounds strange, but you'd be surprised how very, very common it is. I like that the Empress came out when we clarified here. Our situation was on the bottom of the deck. So that tells me that the energy is attempting to help us with our own inner yin and yang. And there's our Ace of Cups on the outside. I mean, I can't make it up. Bottom of the deck energy here, 37. Again, certainly what Spirit wants you to know. Never ending story. We can choose this as easily as we can dust ourselves off and go, I see the pattern. I get in my head and I get afraid that what I've always wanted is actually coming, because then I'm like, shit, have I done the work to know what to do with it when it gets here? You're gonna be okay. This is again something fated for you coming here for your soul's growth. All right. So blocks that may throw you off of your own power. Hard to get. You're missing opportunities by playing too hard to get. This could be giving someone a chance, right? Rather than allowing an old cycle to repeat, because you already know how that story ends. Environmental energy, believe that it has to be hard, but love doesn't. Let love flow naturally into your life. And if you do that for you, then it's also going to come to you. That's just simple physics. That's how it works. Law of Attraction 101 stuff here, guys. Okay, let's look at our last question was if this is your reading today. It feels like it's it's more general than I usually get, which I like because this is a big asterisk energy, right? So advice of how to exact our power. Okay. It says, enjoy the journey. Beautiful energy there. I love that gorgeous yellow of the solar plexus, the sun in the situation here. Embrace each moment fully, staying open to new experiences and lessons along the way. Okay. Steady as you go there. Right around you, around us right now with the client cleanup in aisle Aries. Remember, Aries is driven by Mars. It's the planet of war. So should be feeling real right now. Navigate with patience and resilience. Also courage here. Trust your inner strength. Oh my gosh, to guide you through life's twists and turns. You're gonna be all right. Gonna be all right. All right, guys. I hope that was helpful to you today with our personal questions. Go ahead and start putting in the chat. Let me tell you first, especially if you want that to be more concise for you. If you know where 27, 28, the end of your Aries energy is sitting in your own personal birth chart, just give me like a heart, the house number. So you might say 5, purple heart, fifth house. That's where the end of my Aries energy is. Because if it was in your fifth house, that is a wound regarding creativity. Again, if you want to look up other people's, your friends, whoever, then on my graphics connected to the description box and to the chat notes here tonight, you'll be able to see what that individual wound for each of those houses is that we're healing. Okay, I see you there, Crystal. Thank you. Thank you. Let's get cleaned up. I'll grab me a sippy do. 41 minutes in. Okay. That's pretty good for me. As you might have noticed, I talk a lot. So who me? Who me? All right. I know you guys have fun amongst yourselves. I'm so very grateful for that. You're so welcoming. Thank you again if you're new here. We get a little more, I say we, don't you like how I say we and just include y'all? We get a little bit more rowdy after the general reading. So I'll ask for forgiveness in advance if anything comes out my mouth that you're like, wait, what? All right. So what we're going to be looking at is going to be similar for similar questions for you guys, of course, but they're going to be more individuated and personal. Woo! I know I turned up the AC. I finally caved last night and had to turn it on. Had to cave. I like the purple hearts. I picked my purple Popwell tonight. Okay. Let's look. So again, go ahead and tell me what house your last section of Aries is in. Now, if it's in whole house and you know your rising sign, I'll be able to tell you that. But like me, for my own personal use, I use sidereal. Okay, because I like to know the exactness. I want to know the exactness. All right. First up, get my shuffles in. Get my glasses and get my list here. Again, thanks for being here, guys. Thursday night's the best night of the week. Thursday night subscriber date night. Okay. Let me know if this is your first one here. Hi, Wanda Green. Wanda Grant. I thought it said Gran at first. I'm like, oh, tell me about the grandbabies. I want to hear about that. Judy, I celebrate the F it stick. Yeah, you do, girl. I love it. There's Kaylee. No red rum. No, we're not attracting that. Oh, thanks, Peg. Okay, Crystal, you've got your Aries in the 11th house of community, friends, and good fortune. Okay. That's 11th. And then I see a Diana with 8th house. Okay. Oh, and your north node is at 2705. Okay, Crystal. Is that also Aries, Crystal? Just that's a lot. If that's for your north, it's like, I mean, that would make sense with the readings we've been getting for you for the past couple weeks. Third house, your IC is at 29. Wow, it's right there. Okay, Judy Jude. So Aries 28 is at your third house of communications. Got it. Thank you, Peg. Yes, I always forget to ask you to hit the like button. Kathy, we would use because I remember you're a Leo rising like me. So your Aries energy would be entering your ninth house there of higher learning, long distance travel. All right, because you would have Aquarius in your seventh house of relationships, Pisces in your eighth, and then your ninth house is going to be Aries. So, Kathy, ninth. All right. And I only know that, guys. I'm not I'm not that good. I can't remember everybody's info, but I know the ones that are like mine. Okay. Peg's got Cancer rising. So, Miss Peg, your Aries then is going to be sitting in handy dandy chart here. It's going to be sitting in your 10th house. Okay. Do you know your rising, Kaylee? Let me know that and I can figure out I thought you knew your rising. I don't have any placements in Aries except Chiron. Lucky me at 17. Okay, so Kaylee, if Aries is your first house, that's exactly where this wound is coming from here. So first. Okay. Ooh, sunrise, Angela. Love it. Okay, sunrise, Angela. You're also a Cancer rising, so that's also going to be in your 10th house of career, and also can be legacy energy, right? So there's a career wound there, or there's some kind of wound regarding from a past life that you came in here with that is regarding the legacy energy that's coming in strong there for you. Just an intuitive hit wise. All right, Miss Peg at the MC at 11. Wow, that's right on there. So Peg will be using sidereal. I can pull for either one. I'll go for both. Mine's like that too, Peg. My Aries starts in the 9th and ends in the 10th. All right. My MC is at 15 degrees. Let me make sure. Sassy's got Jupiter in 9 Aries. Okay. Well, Jupiter is in Cancer right now. So, Sassy, that's going to be challenging abundance via growth by challenge, right? Because squares are kind of like two people pushing on the same block of energy and it doesn't go anywhere. So it could feel a little crunchy. Aries North Node too. Okay. Oh boy, that would make a lot of sense then. Okay. Let me just make sure I got everybody. Jupiter and 8. Judy, are we reading? Oh, well, you already told me. I got you. All right. Okay. And then Sunrise Angel, you got Aries in your 10th house. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All righty here. We've got Crystal at the 11th house first up here, Chickadoo. Okay, let me make sure I got all I don't, just like I was saying with, I don't like my money facing different directions because all the presidents get dizzy. Don't like it. It's just one of those little things I'm persnickety about that kind of makes me batty. I'm like, even banks give you money. Like they give you cash that's all facing different directions. They didn't used to do that unless it was just my Virgo mom being very particular and having to have it right. I'll have to ask for that. All right, guys. Get some good shuffles in here. The wound that Crystal is trying to make peace with. Now, everybody else that here is, if you're just watching for pleasure, that is absolutely fine. I appreciate your energy, because even if I'm pulling for somebody else, we're all swimming in the same energy. So you might pick up something. If you get a little inner knowing about it, that's still your message, that part of the message. Okay. So the wound to make peace with, Aries, is about I am. I am. The wound to make peace with, about leaving troubles behind. Isn't that exactly what we kind of got? Well, why does she get a go? I'll do that because you worked your damn butt off. And we don't need to have that discussion again about, do not feel bad about your personal success, because you followed your guides. You follow that guidance. You follow, even if it was scary, you did it anyway. Okay, so the wound you're making peace with is the Six of Swords. Maybe before that, you hadn't been following your own intuition, and the wound is kind of like, I wish I would have done it sooner. No, the timing is the timing is the timing. Whatever was on pause until you were ready to learn to heal that wound, it's now, right? And with that being in your 11th house, that particular wound is going to be like fear of the future. Okay. Making peace with our fears of moving forward, or forward movement. Okay. Cross by enlightenment here. I like how those are both very spiritual cards, and there's your victory, honey. So another 66 for you. That 66 in my notes about April 5th. 2023 may have some personal resonance for you, as when you opened a book and now you're getting ready to close a book. Now, tell me more about this wound of forward movement. Okay. Empathy, because I feel bad about everybody else that I will be leaving behind, or if they can't come with me. I mean, that boat's only so big, right? I'm open to seeing both sides of a situation. Okay. And then you got that awesome gratitude that came in for the general pool here at the bottom of the deck. Now, let's see here what that wound taught you about what you want and desire. What did the wound of forward movement? Sometimes we do just like, oh, I can't do that, because what are they going to think? They're still back stuck doing what? What did that wound teach you about what you want and desire? I can sit and gaslight myself all I want, Five of Swords. I can F around and find out. I can put my energy into ish that is a lose-lose situation, because in Five of Swords, nobody wins. So the wound you're making peace with is leaving behind whatever this was. I think that was even as soon as last week. I can't remember of when we were picking up on like, just don't feel bad about forward movement. When it's time to go, it's time to go. So this could even be, it taught you about what you want and desire. You want a win-win right here. Two of Cups. You want a win-win. And we are not accepting stupid games played by stupid children that are not mature enough to understand how that affects other people. Okay. Bottom of the deck taught you about what you want and desire. Yeah, peace here. All I have to do, I don't have to go fast. I can go at my own pace here. I just need to make sure that I'm coming at this with a full cup, because I've learned that that's then what I attract. More celebration energy there. Three of Cups underneath. And then what is the block that throws you off your power? Wrong deck. Here we go. What is the block that throws Crystal out of her power, that throws her off of her throne, that dethrones her emperor? What block throws her off her power? 3. We don't. Okay. All right. Retreat. And you're healing the wound of forward movement. Come on. Fear of being hurt causes us to retreat. So it's time to get out and try again. Okay. So that's kind of how you know when you're not standing in your own power. Especially if you don't kind of like hermiting. We did see the hermit in reverse there when we clarified the situation. And how can you exalt your power here? How is your power exalted? How can Crystal exalt her power? Okay. Make the miracles happen for you here. Stay open-minded and receptive. What did I just say? To magic unfolding in your life. You've also got releasing burdens. Let that tumultuous past go because it was actually the gift of your own enlightenment. And that's the same, retreating. And stay open-minded. We have got that one. And release burdens. Let go of what no longer serves you and allow new insights to guide your path. New insights. I really do enjoy when spirit's so straightforward. I hope that helped you out there. I hope you guys like those questions. I always hem and haw, and I'm like, just write out the damn question and like change them 5 times. But I feel like I like those. I hope that was helpful. Okay, so no longer, I don't feel like you got that wound about the future anymore. Like you get it. You did the hard thing. Secret of your success, babe. All right. Doesn't mean you don't have empathy for those that are still stuck in fear, though. We're allowed to have empathy. It's a lost art nowadays. Okay, next up we got Diana with Aries in the 8th house. So that wound is about deep connection, right? So we have go for the 7th house in your chart, which is going to be one-to-one commitments. Then you go up to Scorpio, the natural house of Scorpio. That can be the house of secrets, about the deeper dive, going beyond surface level. So there can then be a fear of, am I never going to have deep connection? I'm a deep person. So it's hard to have other people that reach your same depth. Okay. Okay. Let's see what's going on here for you. Okay. For Diana, let's get your wound to make peace with here. What wound are you making peace with? Put this guy away. All right. Wound Diana is making peace with. Wound Diana is making peace with. Okay. I think those were up, but I'll consider denial there, and also trust. Happiness on the bottom. Trust that trust the happiness that comes. Okay. The wound that Diana's being asked to make peace with regarding this deep connection. Aries in the 8th house. What wound is Diana making peace with right here? Okay, I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. So a wound and failure here regarding deep connection. Okay, a lot of us stay in things a long day and time, long after they've stopped working, because it's like, I don't, we were raised with like punishment for mistakes, like corporal punishment. Like our era was, you got paddled at school. in front of people. Can't imagine anything worse. And then on the bottom of that energy there, perseverance, right? So that can hurt us as well. Like I didn't even see that card, and I was talking about sticking with someone or something that has long failed, but we don't want to give that impression of I failed. It takes two people, right? It takes two people to do that. So let's see what our second here. What did that wound teach you about what you want and desire and deep connection? What did that wound teach Diana? This opportunity to learn. That you have everything you need, whatever that was that you had to learn the long way. Here's your all four aces of potential. And we've got, of course, the tulips on the magician's cloak, deep connection, deep soul ties. So it taught you that I'm no longer going to stay in something. I don't have to be afraid. I don't have to persevere for the wrong reason and kind of like keep kicking a dead horse. That's weird. Redoing a pattern over and over again. I choose when my new start comes. Okay. And that's been available. It's like being Dorothy with the shoes. Yeah, the way to get home all the time, but we have to learn that about ourselves. Okay. Yeah. The Fool energy. I love it. Okay. Next question: to expedite healing, what can you speak with power and truth about? What can you speak with power and truth about to expedite healing? What the wound was. Where'd that come from? You see a mother and a daughter here, and there was penetrating that third eye, blocking our intuition, the throat chakra blocking speech, and then the heart, speech about what makes us happy, where our heart wants to be and go. It's like you can speak power and truth about what you've been through. Okay, and how we end up in a long situation, right? That maybe we go, yeah, one time's too many, but I had the power all along. I think a lot of people would benefit from hearing each other's stories. I love storytelling. I love reading a good novel. I love writing, as you know. So it feels like here, there's one more little thing. You're still in healing mode, but there's the Ace of Swords. That's literally this new start in Aries, about this deeper connection here. It's about deep connection with our own self. We cannot give somebody else what we don't have. We can't expect depth from them if we haven't dared to go there ourselves. And this is telling me you've been going there. And then the next step might be to speak it out, because somebody else needs to hear that, because they're scared too right now about how close they were to whatever this situation you had. And I feel like you, do you know this person? There's your long pattern there with the Egypt in the background. Yeah, there's your truth. It said you haven't grabbed the sword yet, and it's coming up after some kind of new spark of interest, after some kind of let's go for it, some new creative ability is going a creative way that you tell your story to help others heal is going to expedite your own healing here. Sharing your truth. Okay. What blocks keep Diana off of her power throne? What blocks Diana's power and throws her off her throne? What is a block that throws Diana off her throne? Getting too serious too soon. Get to know each other before committing fully. And there's red roses there, which I made a note about in my notes yesterday. I talked about the Aries Four of Wands. Did I? What's that? No, the Two of Wands, because there's a cross. It's lilies of healing, crossed by roses of passion. Healing, passion. Take your time now. You've learned a few things a few times around the sun. You know your personal truth. You have to set the pace. I mean, because I know people that literally met at a party and were married within the year and they're still married. So for me, it's not so much about the pace of it, but we definitely don't want to throw all our eggs into one basket, especially if you're kind of in a new energy of freedom. Maybe you want to have a little fun a bit, kick your heels up a bit here. That's going to help with the healing as well. And then there's and that environmental energy, they can get too attached to you. And it's like, well, then I feel guilty because I want a new start. I know they're going to suck me down that pattern again. It's like I'll never sacrifice my own personal truth just because I don't want anybody else to see it as a mistake. It only matters what you think. Okay. And look how these energies here, like that spirally red, even if it starts with passion, this is about like, you know how to do the long game, but how about a little bit of fun? Everything doesn't have to be about the long game, but they're going to kind of scooch onto your energy. It feels like pretty quickly. It might give you the ick if someone kind of attaches like Velcro to you too quickly. You're like, you don't even fucking know me yet enough to be that attached to me. That would be red flag. Okay. That would be a person that has not finished their healing, for example. I feel like you'll recognize that. Okay. And then what is advice for staying in your power? That was fast. That was on that top, that, and that. Okay. True intentions. Staying authentic and aligned, trusting your own higher wisdom to guide you towards genuine fulfillment. Okay. You've also got a shield of resilience. Enjoy your shield of resilience, guarding against external pressures, yes, while nurturing your internal strength in love and career. You know how to work those boundaries. And if it's way too soon for you, know that starts taking from your power. Okay. Get to know this person. And then we have web of connection. Weave your connections thoughtfully, creating a supportive web that uplifts your personal and professional journey. Yeah, I feel like this is like a huge energy of creation. Like try all the things. This is the time you get to do that. Okay. Surrounding you, desert of isolation. Traverse the desolate spaces of solitude to uncover reflections and resilient survival. That's not resilient survival. I don't know what is Chiron the healer. Lovely. I hope that was helpful for you. I like it. Hold on. Oh, okay. I was like, why you want me to look at the sword again? So I wanted to peek underneath that card. And it's like even if you don't like the person or if you're not interested, you have trouble kind of saying no. That's part of this boundary so we don't get caged in by the repetitive patterns, and all of a sudden you're like, oh shit, it's been 6 months. I wanted to break up with him on date 2 and I didn't want to hurt their feelings, and it's like, damn it. So this is about like, it's not failing, like we don't want to project on them, oh, they're going to feel bad. Well, it's a lesson learned for them too. Don't come on so hot and heavy. No, they need to take their time too. I just saw the Temperance card, turning your pain into wisdom. I like that. That's funny. So not funny, haha. Like, okay, what's the truth? Like, if you're not interested, if you're not into them, just say it right away. Because whatever that is, feels like it might come in kind of persistent and hot and heavy. And boy, oh boy, I don't know a single person that has not ever been succumbed to, well, they like me so much, and that's flattering and all. But we gotta like them just the same right back. Okay. And they gotta be worth your time, energy, and effort, right? They gotta be worth it there, especially if you're gonna get something that's a deeper connection. Don't settle for surface. All right. Up next, we've got Miss Judy Jude, third house Aries. Constructs. So how we build things. Third house is the house of communication. So it's a wound around I am as far as our own constructs. Okay. How we communicate, what we've learned, how we speak, the way we like to express ourselves. So the wound to make peace with here, that old fun rocking chair of worry. You know what Maida says? It's fun to do, but it gets you nowhere. I am learning that worry does not change an outcome. No, it doesn't. It's fun to do, but it doesn't get you anywhere. Okay. So let's look at the environmental energy. What you worrying about? Where do I grow from here? Where do I grow from here? I want to expand my consciousness and awareness. Well, that's the first thing that'll shit in your Wheaties of tuning into your intuition. That'll bring it down every time, right? So if you find yourself kind of ruminating, we talk about all the time with, like, we all go through it. Snap that rubber band. I'm seeing a bike chain, but is it like a rowing bike? Like kind of one of those long ones that you can just tool around. You can tool around in. It's like the little flag. I don't know why I'm getting that. It's awfully strange. Okay. Definitely something to do with the bike change. A bike chain, rather. Bike change, though. Bike change. Okay. Let's look at what that wound of worry has taught Judy about what she desires and wants. A wound regarding constructs. Is this like how people may view me or may judge how I've constructed my life? Who fucking cares? Sorry. We don't care. She's used to using her pocket stick. It's all right. The constructs of, you worry about criticism, or you worry about okay, this feels, it's that worry is a little bit of projection, because this is all about what success means to us personally. We are redefining what that means. Success in what? Success in the way I learn, success in the way I use my words, success in the way I communicate, success in my thoughts. But me worrying here and being in an analysis paralysis thwarts our forward movement and our growth. Okay. Growing in gratitude right underneath that. Yeah. So, what did those wounds teach you about what you want and desire? All right. Well, we've got a 7 of Swords. He's looking over his shoulder here, your trash can, at the 10 of Wands. Worry is a burden, just not worth carrying. Okay, because it stops us from growth. It stops us from learning. Page of Swords. What is little pictures have big ears? That doesn't even make any sense. The burden, what are you worried about? A conversation or somebody learning of a burden you carried? The constructs of a home. There's that church, the constructs. There's the 1111 energy, feeling left out in the cold of a relationship that is of equal action. And there's the stinking thinking. That is the perpetual chain of motion. That's exactly what worry does. And then we fiddle fuck back and forth with it. It throws us off of our own balance, right? And then there's celebration here, also a wand, ace of wands, and then we've got your new start and no, I can't possibly. What it taught you about what you want and desire, that all those burdens you were carrying, obviously you could have set them down, right? That you don't have to carry them, that if you simply hold space. Celebration energy here. This is the end of a one-to-one commitment or feeling a lack within commitment. Ooh, okay. This is like there's nobody, none of the good ones are left kind of thing. I just don't feel like that's true here. This is what you're telling yourself. Juggling back and forth. That could be juggling people. It doesn't feel like that. Wound taught you about what you want and desire. You want equal action in that environmental energy. You don't want to feel any lack whatsoever. I mean, who does? But this can even be here, the wound, you're walking away from there we go, the wound of lack. Is this like not saying kind of what environment you came from? Like not wanting to share that, or like feeling like that information would be a burden if somebody else knew like what you had to go through? If you haven't told or shared, like if you kind of like made it seem like no big deal, but it was a big fucking deal. The constructs of a home. You want to walk, like you've been carrying them for however long this is. You've tried to walk away from them a million times. You're like, it's what's better for the best of everyone. Is if I just continue to carry that story, or that like that my kid will never know about what I've been through kind of thing, or I'll never tell what I actually had to carry and had to go through and experience to get where I am. Maybe that's the underlying worry here is if you've ever, it's who is the author? Let me see if I can think of it. She did a TED talk. Nadine. I'll text you later with it. You might need to remind me, but Nadine, and she did studies on how poverty affects the brains of children and their inability to learn because of that. That's fascinating. She showed, I don't know why I'm talking about this, but it's for a reason. She showed the brain patterns of like the dark spots and the red and the yellow where things are supposed to be firing up and lighting up. And the children living in poverty had the same brain reactions that vets from the war come back that have PTSD. So if you don't know anything, I don't know if this is somebody around you, but like childhood PTSD is not a burden that you have to carry. It's like you don't want somebody to know because you I don't know why though. Let me see what the block here is. What blocks Judy from that throws her off of her emperor throne? What's the block here? The block, okay, read that in reverse. Telling others too much about ourselves all at once. Sit back and listen more. I feel like that's flipped here. You don't have to carry this. And then we have, yeah, we can't fix anybody. They have to want to change, accept them as is, or let them go. Like we can then have kind of an overarching heart of wanting to help everyone, right? Because we don't want them to go through what we been through, so we're willing to carry those burdens. I feel like you need to say this. It's about the process of what you went through, not the outcome. Okay, give me more on this burden. I already had that. Give me more on this burden. There was a King of Wands, Leo energy. Yeah. Closing out a cycle by speaking about it. This is a lesson here, Daddy Saddy, about carrying more than your fair share of the load. Like, what's the little pictures thing? I don't understand that one. More Leo here. I don't know if you have siblings. Were you an only sibling that kind of knew what was really going down and you were protective there? Um, this is being very secretive with me. I can feel the like, nope, yeah, it's a vault in there, Ange. They're not never gonna know because they've never known yet, and they ain't ever gonna know. It's jealousy, strife, competition, like the lack of maturity. Were you parentified? Parentification is where little kids end up being the adults in the house, taking care of the siblings, cooking the dinners, being the voice of reason. Okay, how can Judy exact her power? How can she exalt her power here? How can Judy exalt? Maybe you go back and forth with sharing this information. How can Judy exalt and stay in her personal power? Okay, also, that caught my eye. Where'd it go? It said vortex. Oh, here. Vortex of change. Engage with the vortex of change where energies swirl in transformative dances, molding anew. And then we have harbor of peace. Find serene refuge in the peaceful embrace of a gentle harbor, allowing tranquility to still your waters. You got some strange messages tonight, Judy. I don't know what to tell you here. What I say about who was that yours? There, none of the good ones are left. You gave up on love because you think you're meant to be alone, and it's just not true. All right. Okay. I was trying to dig for you. So that's just like a vault in there tonight. For whatever reason, I don't mean to touch a nerve or anything, or I could be completely fucking off, but um there's a ripple effect here. Did you stop a familial pattern? Are you the one that stopped that shit? Are you the generational, the buck stops here? Feels like it. Okay, I'll stop because it feels sensitive. All righty. You're like, Angie's willingly going to shut her mouth? Sometimes. Sometimes. Not all the time. All right, but it definitely affected growing up here. I mean, these are kids. Another 5, a change. Like, more kids. Yeah. Did you get to not be a kid if you were parentified? That's like you grow up way too fast. We're not developmentally ready to take on those burdens and that level of responsibility. And it's like, yeah, we wear it as a badge of honor because we were super independent, but what are the ramifications? I just saw that 10 of Wands trying to flip back over. Yeah. What are the ramifications? Being fearful of love. Okay. I gotta leave that one be with respect. Thank you, Spirit. Miss Kathy in the ninth house, in the ninth his house. Okay, Miss Kathy Kath. Leo rising, ninth house, Aries. That ninth house wound would be about expanding, about getting bigger for our britches, right? I was just talking to Monica about this. Like we was talking about it. We talk often about it. And I'm kind of like, it's so, 12 and 14-hour days for my little baby channel. And I'm busting my butt behind the scenes trying to learn crap I don't know about tronics. And I hate software. Give me a piece of paper and something I can touch any all day. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot of hours. Okay. All right. Expansion, wound to make peace with, sitting in your ninth house, wound to make peace with. Again, it's whole house. So if I had your actual chart, then I'd simply just look up where 29 Aries was. Okay, Kathy. What's the wound? Expansion, a wound to make peace with. Like sometimes I want to take off like a bat out of hell. Are you afraid if you what is this about expanding too quickly? I'd rather observe first for a while. I'd rather to get ready to get ready. Okay, I don't want to have any regrets. I don't want to have to make apologies later, Page of Cups. And I don't know if it's gonna F with my money or not. So let me just hang tight and see. Okay. What did that wound of expansion, like too fast, what did it teach you? So then if you didn't want to expand, let me get more here with my emotion cards. Wound to make peace with, combined with the Knight of Pentacles. Oh man, did you see how loud that popped out too? Mm, I don't have the sitting bike though with the flag like I did for Judy. Learning that worry does not change an outcome. Do you escalate to the worry part pretty quickly? Page of Swords, but then it's like, hurry up, slow down, hurry up, slow down. It's on the bottom here. I love myself and see myself in everyone. So there's a wound to make peace with, pride and your environmental energy, fire energy here. Were you made to worry about a fire sign of some sort? Doesn't have to be, but this is Sagittarius energy. So that, very joyous, very buoyant and positive. But then there's someone in the background with as that Page of Swords, maybe kind of button in with information, someone that just has overstepped. Yeah, there's a forgiveness thing here. Is this somebody around you that just was like balls to the wall and kind of ran right over others and you had to sit back and watch that happen? Um, okay, hold on. Somebody going out late and then like sitting up and keeping checking out the window. Are they back yet? Or are they back yet? Are they back yet? Who's making you worry like this? Another page. Communication, Mercury, waiting around. I don't hear anything yet. Freshman to senior. Why have they called? Why have they called? Where are they? They're late. I don't feel like this person was like, either they weren't aware at all, whatever you need to forgive them for. There's some resentment there because they just kind of took off and did what they wanted to do without considering other people. Okay. Let's see if I can get some more. What did that wound teach you about what you want and desire? Certainly, as far as expansion. Like, I want to go out, I want to do the fun things, but I'm worrying about somebody else. And it's like you can't focus on you. What did this wound teach you about what you want and desire? No? Okay. All right, there's that Five of Cups came back, but third party energy. So this is, think of if this is a person and this is a person, whatever is in between those two things is the third party energy. It doesn't always have to be another person. So, what did it teach you? Like, if I'm going to build a house, I'm definitely going to need to call the one that draws up the plans, right? The architect. There's twin energy. Are you a fixer here? Are you the one with the hammer? Was there two siblings or you? I don't know if you were only kid with two parents or I don't know who it's like I'm not on the end with those two. Okay. What did it teach you? It teached you like that you had to be you had to be the fixer. Okay, what's driving that Three of Pentacles, Five of Cups? Again, and this is the third page around you. I'm getting a lot of child stuff. Like I want to go do what I want to go do. If that was your energy, the wound, like I want to go, but then there's somebody watching me. They're like watching my every move, or you are observing how someone else just takes off and goes and does what they want, but then you are worrying about it. Like it feels like very like I can't sleep until I know they're home safe in bed kind of thing. Can I get more on the wound of this worry? Making peace. Again, that fast energy, someone just taking off. And I gotta worry then. Are they here yet? Are they here yet? Are they home? I just keep getting that. And you felt like that was what you had to hang on to, like it was your job. I don't know where that's going for you here. Hanging on to what do you need to forgive about someone who is fast moving, that kind of followed their passions, but then it feels like it was at the expense of others, or you're worrying too much about going the direction that you want to go and what that's going to mean for other people. There we go. That was stuck in the wrong one there. Okay, let me see if I can get, what's the block here? What blocks your power here? Fire. Passion isn't the same as lasting love. Don't get sucked in, pun intended, by good sex. I'm not feeling that here. I mean, the Chariot is the delivery of our heart's best intentions. Are you like waiting for a shoe to drop here or something? Burned out. You feel emotionally burned out. Retreat and recover before continuing. Okay. What is the advice here for Kathy to exalt her power and stay in the Emperor throne? Transform and rise. Look at that mirror kind of thing going on. Your journey as transformation unlocks vast potential, guiding your evolution to new heights. So, ninth house expansion, I mean, that is long distance travel, the house of Sagittarius. This can be a travel card, but I'm too worried about what that means for everyone else. It means they get to see you live in joy and what that looks like. There's your vortex of change again on that half, the bottom of the deck, and rough road. Okay, prepare carefully before you continue because it's a long journey ahead. A long journey ahead. Where are you going? Like holding on, not speaking. Okay. What can you speak with power and truth about here? What can you speak with power and truth about? It feels like your own needs, but let's see what Spirit's got to say. What can you speak with power and truth about? Of, I planted these damn seeds a long time ago, and I've been waiting and I've been waiting and I've been waiting, and I'm ready to go. But what's causing the worry and the delay? Waiting and waiting and waiting for what? When do you get a chance to throw your fucking stick? When is it your turn? I feel like your turn is anytime you damn decide it's your turn, but can you get out of, like, it's a self, like you're holding yourself back there. But I do feel like this is stemming from somebody else in your life that kind of just took off and did what they did. And then whoever was, it feels like that started very early. You're set around waiting and worrying, or you witnessed somebody doing an awful lot of that. Woo! I hope that helps. Okay. Oh my gosh. You guys are putting me through it tonight. I did not expect anything different, I guess, with clean up an aisle Aries. I hope that made some semblance of sense there, Miss Cat. Sometimes I'm like, I don't know, obviously, details about everybody's life and their upbringing. And so I'm interpreting it the best way that I can based off of my own experiences. And yeah, you're finally, yes, you're finally there. The media I'm so glad you're here. I think I just answered an email. I'm like, that is a cool name. I would love to know the meaning of that. If I'm getting that wrong, please don't be offended. All right. Welcome, welcome. So glad you're here. So glad you're here. Thank you. All right. Why did I get chills there? Coming back to Kathy ninth. Does it have to do with a number 9? The wound is expansion. The wound is doing what you want to do. 9th house of higher education, house of esoteric knowledge, and the house of long distance travel. All right. Lampasing. Hope that was helpful. Miss Peg, 10th house, Aries, you said. Now, you have a 9th house placement, so same life area there, about long distance travel, esoteric knowledge, higher levels of learning, and then whole house system would put your Aries in your 10th house. So, the 9th house is a wound of expansion. 10th house is about image. What will people think? Kind of like the little white picket fence image, right? Legacy. What am I leaving behind? All right. Our Aries card back on the bottom there. Okay, for Miss Peg. Okie doke. See, now I'm a Leo rising, but my actual wound of Aries and Chiron is in my 10th house, and so is the 28 degrees. So, for those of you not nerd alert with astrology, like some of us are, and you're like, eyes are glazing over, and that sounds like Charlie Brown, don't worry about it. It's okay. We just get our nerd on around here. Okay. Miss Peg. Oh, okay. Starting here. What wound are you making peace with here regarding 27 Aries? What success is? What your idea of success is? And that's all about in my notes. You'll see it there. That self-development is a trial and error process. We have to adjust our orientation and align in alignment with our intent, and thinking about it as it's all about the process of that lesson, not the outcome. All right. Let's see what wound. It's with our main reading there. What come out there? Spit it out, Ange. Okay, and there's environmental energy. I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. Third eye stuff. And then the wound is a fear wound here. Testing your resolve to live in the energy of love. Part of my steps. Okay. Alrighty, Rue. Well, what did this wound of fear teach you about what you want and desire? What did that wound of fear teach Peg about her wants and desires? Okay, Wheel of Fortune, Gemini energy, Knight of Swords. So divine timing comes when it comes, when we're in alignment. But this is like it taught you that you got to act on the energy when the timing is right, instead of slamming on the brakes for when you get what you've asked for. Okay. You saw how many shuffles we did. That's a lot. Come on. All right. Then you slam the brakes. You manifest from a place of balance, because that's the only time the Wheel of Fortune can be activated, is when our yin and yang are in alignment. This is a lesson. It taught you a lesson about communication. Gemini energy, third house energy. And you need to say what sparks, what lights you up, what turns you on. You need to communicate those dreams, those wishes. What is your side of that want? Okay, especially in a one-to-one partnership here, you're like, I want somebody that wants what I want. But would we slam the brakes or prevent that from happening either in our communication? It feels like once it comes closer, once something starts coming in or starts looking good, that's when this fear takes over and we put the kibosh or we slam on the brakes about something here. Okay. What can you do to expedite your healing? We've got that new moon in Aries. Oh, okay. So know that 2 signs after a new moon, so it's a new moon in Aries, that's going to be Taurus to Gemini. So that's Gemini, wherever your Gemini placements are, that is where this is a super powered wishing moon for 2 sides on top of a new moon every time. Okay, so super powered wishing moon. Gemini is going to either, that's going to be hitting your house of past life karma here. And Wheel of Fortune, that's karmic ups and downs. This feels like it's coming fast here. This book, end of the chapter that started April of 2023. Okay, to expedite healing, what can you speak with power and truth? What can you say about wanting this energy to turn in your favor? To expedite healing, you can speak power and truth about, I think I already said it, your cup of love here, what you desire, what you want, what are your wishes, what lights you up, what turns you on. Could just simply be Daddy Warbucks. King of Pentacles energy. We do have a peacock parading an ancient lawn, and that is about making, embellishing our complete life expression, making our expression of our own life beautiful. To expedite healing, you can speak to how you've been waiting to give your cup. Like, I'm just going to sit here with my full cup. But then that horse isn't moving yet. Okay. There's the King of Wands again. I see it. I want it. It's mine. It's like that energy of biding your time. Like, I always get that greyhound pushing against the gate, wanting to chase the rabbit, right? Because something's fast here. I mean, King of Wands is somebody dead sexy. 10 of Pentacles here. And then you've also got, it's the first time the Lovers has come out all night. There's a choice. What do you, like, this? It feels like, put me in, coach. I'm ready to, like, put me in, coach. Put me in, coach. I'm tired of sitting on the bench. I'm ready to party. Okay. Well, let's see if I can get some blocks that throw you off your own power. What blocks? What's the block here? Like, you poised. That's what the word is. You poised. Sorry, oh, there we go. My back's been hurting, from grueling things like mopping the floor. It shows you how out of shape I am right now. I've never been like this in my life. I've exercised literally twice in the last year, and I taught multiple classes for 26 years. So I'm out of my element as well as far as lifestyle's concerned. All right. What throws Peggy off of her own power? What throws her off her throne? The King of Wands would definitely have a nice throne. It's like, it's the happy family card here. To expedite healing, you can speak power and truth to what it is. What is your ultimate of ultimates? Like, you want love, 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 love. Well, Cancer rising, you ain't getting that's the avatar that you got to play this lifetime. So, what are you, a Scorpio sun? If I remember, I can't remember. Um, Whatever your sun sign is, you are playing in the avatar suit of your rising sign. So you're learning how to Cancer. You got the mother stuff down, and then the next part is accepting love, just not always giving it out, right? Um, Sit back and listens more. You're offering up to, when you offer up too much, it doesn't feel right to me. Blocks that throw you out of your power. Fearing loneliness, staying, that's what that is more like up here. Staying in relationships out of loneliness, and just be okay with being yourself, being with yourself. Get one more here. Blocks that throw you out of the power of love. Okay, feeling unattractive to others, work on accepting ourselves. And I was just talking about something I haven't talked about for a long, long time. It's a body shame card, and like, I am not feeling myself. So there was a reason I must have been talking about that here for your reading. And then too much work around you. Yep. Or keeping busy, like to not have to think about when this divine timing is coming. Okay, advice about how you can exact your power. So I realize that you're testing your resolve to live in the energy of love. Well, and that's what this wound is teaching you about what you desire. Even if I'm scared, even if there's two words of fear here: fear, loneliness, regular fear as the wound to make peace with, regarding your expansion and your image. What are the Joneses gonna think? Okay, how can you exact your power? How can Peg stay in her power? And my body is like really heating up right now. I don't know why. Valley of Shadows. There, it's the fear energy, right? The shadow. Step into the enveloping the valley of shadows. Oh my gosh, the third card. Here, fears are faced, and the courage is forged in the dimly lit path. This is like a sticky, like narrow pathway here. And you're like, I'm just getting ready to get ready. Like, I'm just getting ready to get ready about working out again. I'm getting my mind right, guys. I gotta see that first. I'm getting ready to get ready. Okay. Around you, sculpture of self. Shape the sculpture of self, honoring the perpetual act of forming and expressing identity. This is a new expression of you. Well, I like that. Okay, speak power. How can you speak power and truth about love? What's balance? What's fair and just? Again, we got karmic balance and you got the wheel of fortune. What is for you will never pass you by, granted, but that justice is like it's dying to like come in, but something you're like putting the brakes on somehow. There's more fast energy, putting the brakes on passion somehow. King of Wands sends out the Knight of Wands, making peace with the wound of what we're afraid of, making peace with our devil energy so that it can balance out into the Lovers. It's trying. It's a trying. Like you are literally one of the busiest people I know. You are never alone. So there's certainly nothing to fear there. Like what would the house be like if it was actually quiet and I had 10 hot seconds to my damn self? Is that what you're afraid of? Like, I don't know if I want to find out. That'd be too weird. Come on and trust where you're meant to go here. Ms. Kelly, Aries rising. Okay. Coming in for you. Oh man, all my Aries rising peeps just feel like they're getting hammered, but not in a fun way. Take that however you want to. Okay. See, I'm just getting a little more spicy now since I'm doing Kaylee's. First house, that is a wound of authenticity. Okay, and I am I being authentic to my own true self? I just saw the 8 of Wands, Sagittarius communication card. Okay, this is about a wound of authenticity to make peace with. All right. What are these feelings here regarding this wound of authenticity for first house Aries? So again, the Aries is the avatar, the game that you're stuck in the Aries game, right? If you will. But then you be a Sagittarius person inside that avatar game of Aries. At least it's fire with fire, right? Natural house of Aries. Okay. The wound we're healing and trying to make peace with as far as authenticity is what brings me peace and what does not. Authenticity, I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason. And then you've also got I am a being of love and I release all negative energy. So your rising sign is also going to denote what your whole chart, what planet is the ruler of your whole chart. So Aries rising would mean that you are ruled by Mars. Okay, which right now Mars is in 6 Aries, developing a drive and focus, motivated by desire. All right. See what's surrounding you here about this wound to make peace with. Environmental energy. If someone's maybe prideful, I love myself and I see myself in everyone. And then there's also a success, like focused on success energy. Okay. What did the wound of peace within our own authenticity? We can't be in peace with our own sense of who we are if we're not able to be who we are for whatever reason. Okay, when our own self, when our ego is in fear, when we are not at peace within our own authentic self. It's like you're not even being your own best friend then at that point, right? That wound taught you that not having peace, right, within your own sense of self, you just not feeling feeling peace within you, like, affects everyone else, and then that makes us feel stuck. Like, and look at the water energy too. Like this, it don't feel right. If I'm not feeling peace, it doesn't feel right. I don't know if this is a friend making peace with a childhood friend. Could be like someone from very, very young, first house Aries. What's driving your Eight of Swords? What's you all up in your head about? What you want and what somebody else. And look at these color matches, though. Come on. Like, that's really kind of cool if you want to screenshot how those are. It's not peace. And it's just like, you're like, yeah, it's not fucking peaceful. And is this balanced or is it not? Is this just a friendship? Am I getting what I want, or is there a read between the lines kind of thing? Yeah, a friendship, a lover that is a friend can be a balanced energy, but can I say that? Do they turn you on? It's like I I have a lot of friends, but a friend that you want to dive deeper into more cups with, there's got to be passion there too, or else that's just not sustainable. Let's see. What else? What did this wound here? What else did this wound of needing this inner peace and a very basic of friendship teach you about what you desire? That came out exactly like that in the reading. I don't know if you saw it spin. That was when we were clarifying the situation. The prison of our own mind is like, I know I've learned this. I know the dream that lights the lantern. It's like, I don't want to be in a dark night of the soul about it, though. Like, I'm done with analysis paralysis. That wound, though, this peace at all costs. Do you know in your life when, if that's in reverse here, about what the wound taught you, is like, if I can't look, is this gaslighting? Like, you're looking at the experience, like the hermit has the light to see the past, and then it's like somebody else going, no, not that wasn't it. And you're like, I know what I learned because I learned it. I had those experiences. I'm ready to come out of hermit mode. Yeah. This is like, is there a part of this lesson to still, it needs to be peaceful. Okay. Like, is the forgiveness done? Release negative energy, focus on what you do still have in common, the friendship. And this is like a lesson I don't want to learn again, about trying to combine friendship and love, because Ten of Cups can be the white picket fence. It can be that illusion energy. Don't want to see it. I'm right. Like, yeah, I want to come out of the dark night of the soul. I'm done analyzing. I'm ready to go. I want to taste the rainbow. Well, what do you need to speak about with power and truth? This new start, speaking it would heal. Okay. whatever you haven't gotten to say. Like if you need to say, I don't have any romantic feelings. Yes, I'll be a friend forever, but it's like the flame, the thrill is gone kind of thing. Um, so if you watch Sassy for her, like I try to catch it when I can, but when she's doing intimate tarot, if you watch her, you'll know what Four Swords means. You either put the cutout and you said you're on your own, you got your own hand kind of thing, or in this new leap here, or you're like, this is what I might as well leap because I ain't getting any and I have to take care of myself. Or I don't want any because yeah, it's balanced. We got shit in common, but it's not. Where's the fire? You're fire. I got no fire where this wound is. All right. Well, to expedite your healing, then what can you speak with power and truth about? Yes, this what you're going towards. You need to speak truth about your happiness here, even if it kind of wounds someone's pride. That's what it kind. Ooh, I got a ear squeezy. Is this wounding somebody's pride? You got to speak truth about heartbreak. This is definitely a past person here. I'm ready to go. Like feels like an I'm sorry, but whatever that means for you. I'm sorry, but you got to say the thing though. You'll be able to maintain and keep peace, but you are over this yesterday. Let's pack it up. Let's pack. You're like, bye. Are you pushing someone out or be like, okay, bye. Okay, bye now. Like, when you're like somebody's outworn there or outstay their welcome, and you're like, okay, nice seeing you. Bye. That kind of feels like that a little bit there. And on the bottom of the deck, led by the Ace of Cups. Also, in the outcome of the general reading, you got to go back. There's something more in that general reading there for sure. We had the Six of Cups come out of that as well. All right. Geez, I feel like the messages are a little. Do you feel like they're a little weird tonight? A little strange. Clean up an aisle, Aries. Yeah, it's about authenticity of like, I thought friendship was enough. Like I thought it would grow into something hot, and I still ain't seen no wands, baby. Okay. So, what throws you out of your power? All love comes with a risk of losing it. Don't be afraid to floss and take a chance. And we've got a red kite. Ask Spirit to show me a red kite. Whatever you're trying to decide, if this is the right decision, show me a red kite, Spirit. You just got to kind of say the thing that's going to bruise an ego here. And see, around you, this pride, this white picket fence thing, you're trying to project a perfect image, but it's not really you. Be yourself. Is this person? You're like, I don't really even know the inside of who you are because I got just this pride and this, you like focus on work, and you're like, you don't really know who you is. So it stayed in the friend zone. I don't know, babe. It's getting a little lost in the sauce there, but let's get you how you can exact your personal power. How your personal power is exalted. about your own authenticity. How can you exalt your own personal power about your authenticity? Got new start, new love, healing, healing twice, healing this heartbreak, make a change. Sorry. Thank you, Spirit. I'm not being ungrateful. Sometimes it just hurts. Embrace growth, seek new paths, and welcome transformations with an open heart. Yeah. Like yesterday. Like I said, I'm done. Okay. Surrounding you, bind energies in the unified sanctuary of the grove, fostering interconnected harmony among all beings. Well, we did have here, keep it peaceful. I hope that made some kind of sense for you, dear. All right. I feel like it's you have to like kind of say the thing you don't want to say, and because it's authentic to you. And if it's like, yeah, I really am not getting in the mood when your damn feet smell like Fritos. It's not sexy. Like somebody's feet smell like Fritos, and then you're like I don't know, like it just feels kind of smothery. Definitely not turned on. Okay, whatever that. What I don't know even. I was like, it's private. Okay. You're like, but you never have a problem going forward. Oh my God. You did, Diana, like a lack of, because it was, well, you got to remember, like that eighth house goes deep. It is not going to be the same problem whenever I'm ready. Like if you're here, you're probably in that 20% of the population that is highly sensitive and highly intuitive AF. And think about if 20% of the population is like the energetic match for that kind of depth, well, that kicks out 8 people out of a possible 10 that anybody else might be happy with. You're like, nope, I only would consider two of the 10. Think about it that way. Yeah. Kaylee, I hope that made some sense, girl. Yeah. Heart. Well, that trust is a thank you for making that point, Diana. Like we can have very firm boundaries, especially with whatever we've been through. But then the trust part, I used to always think that I give my trust to somebody until they give me a reason not to. Still kind of my MO of the day, although I am much more careful with how I spend my energy dollars these days because I get drained pretty quickly, especially in a crowd of people. But the whole thing with that trust other people thing, that wound is like, you don't have to trust other people. You only trust yourself that you will be discerning. So it's not about, yeah, it's easy to build up kind of like, oh, bad experiences. You're like, I don't trust nothing, nobody. But then that comes back around of learning how to trust our own selves. And like, if I get the red flag juju, if I get it, I'm not giving 5 more chances after I get the flag, maybe one, right? Because then I could be like, shame on me. Okay. Or no, is that, yeah, that is because betray your trust once, it's shame on them, and then betray our trust twice, and that's well, shame on me then. Okay. Miss Sunrise Angela, you up? Let me know if you still here. I think you are. I hope so. You want to move, Judy Jude? I feel like I want to look as well. Oh, is that right, Judy? Not sort of poor, dirt poor. Thank you. You always find my stuff for me, Diana. The Dr. Nadine Burke Harris. I know you in your headspace too, Judy. Like intellectually curious, need that intellectual stimulation. I mean, for me, that might not be like a pleasure read for anybody else, but it is for me because it's just so freaking fascinating. Um, okay. I loved that too, Diana. I don't think I knew that you were an early childhood ed. That's awesome. I get lots of teachers. I have a couple principals. I have a school counselor client. I love my people. They're so amazing. Wow. Didn't know that, Judy Jude. It changes your brain patterns. Yeah. No problem with being too big for your britches. Sunrise Angela. Ah, okay. You had one of those, Kathy. Those are super fun learner to learn from. Oh, the old narcissist. Okay, well, Miss Sunrise Angela here. You got coming in with raising consciousness here. So let me get your wound that you are to make peace with. And did I look at your Aries placement? I did 10th house. So Aries in the 10th house, you probably heard me say, but in case you didn't, it's about image. It's about our career, our mark we leave on the world. Okay. Our legacy, if you will. So why is there a wound to make peace with here regarding image? So Aries is all about like our self-identity, our personal power, how and where we're assertive. All right. So a wound to make peace with, imagination. I like that with this card here and all that purple third eye. I embrace and nourish the creative aspect in my mind. I'm not even going to flip that yet because I want to stay in this vein here with you, Ange. This is kind of like, are you old enough to have seen Uncle Buck? They're all like, don't mind Angie, just go with it. We don't know where this Uncle Buck story's going to go, but this should be interesting. Okay, so Uncle Buck, if you haven't seen it, he's this uncle that all of a sudden is kind of tasked with taking care of his brother's children while they're out of town. And the mom is mortified because Uncle Buck is Uncle Buck. Like he likes to kind of do what he wants with his women and having fun and smoke his cigars and yada, yada, yada. He goes into the principal's office for his niece who is in trouble. Like she's outside the principal's office. And this lady is yelling at a freaking kindergartner for being a silly heart. So this is kind of what that feels like. That brought that image to mind right away of art's not practical, music's not practical, drawing was never going to make you money. Like we have a wound here about our creativity when that is super. It's not just a superpower, it's a super fucking power. It's huge. That piece is coming out an awful lot here tonight. I think definitely in the main reading we just had for Kaylee and I think one or two others. Embrace and nourish the creative aspects of my mind. Okay, let's surrounding you here. I'm shoveling the crap out of everything. Someone with a prideful ego around you. Could be. Peace and imagination. They're like, yeah, because it can be like, what's it going to look like if I have an artist's daughter who's poor and living off her art? I know I'm being very dramatic there, but you get the gist. Okay. Let me scroll down here more. Okay, you are here. Got it. I know. I gotta watch Uncle Buck again because it's freaking hysterical. All right, Angela. What did this wound? You had to finish my sentence. What did the wound teach you about what you desire? That as long as you stay in your peaceful place and you ignore what the haters saying about you can't do XYZ because that's a silly heart. It's too fantastical. It's not grounded in reality kind of thing. And you're like, watch me balance. Watch me figure it out. This is karmic justice. This is getting back what you wanted and desired because we didn't listen to the people who were trying to destroy our peace or what the things like poop. Who was trying to poo poo your peace, girl? Who was trying to poo poo your peace? Okay. This card coming out like Empress energy. Is there a mother wound here, perhaps? Give me more. What is the wound to make peace with about your imagination? Do we feel guilty for not being able to focus like a daydreamer's mind? That's a fantastical mind. Wound to make peace about, yeah, feeling guilty about the mind, like, and what makes you happy. There's a crossroads. Do I choose what I love? Uh, especially with the Two of Swords as a crossroads and the Justice energy, 11 and a 2. That's the path of knowledge. There might be something in yesterday's notes. They're always under my community post tab. 11 and 2. Yesterday was a 2 path, a path of knowledge. What do you know or learning about love? This is like a crossroads in love here. That's kind of fucking with your peace. Is this not wanting to know what you know? Because Two of Swords can be like willful blindness. I know I need to heal. This is a crescent moon waning. So when it gets down to that position, it's a time of healing. Like today, as we're in balsamic moon energy, because the full moon, or excuse me, the new moon isn't until tomorrow. Libra, double Libra energy here. This is definitely mommy here, mother wound of some kind. I don't know how old you are, if you're still in baby making mode or not, if this is a crossroads like of a decision time. For example, what's coming to mind is I remember, well, how old was I? Oh, 34, something like that. And I had to decide, okay, if I take a leap of faith and step into this balance in this cup with this person, that means that I'm probably saying goodbye to not having birthing my own children. That's not an easy decision. So I don't know if that's out of left field for you or I much preferred just getting gifted a 10 and 12 year. was like the best thing ever. I know she was always meant to come to me. So it's not like they don't come to you and we don't mother in other ways, I guess, here. Yeah. Cancer. This is Queen of Cups, and that's the mother card, both Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Cups. What the wound of what your imagination taught you about what you want and desire. Like, I can create the life of peace and love that I want. I'm conscious. I know I can do that. But then I can't tell if this is somebody telling you that you can't, or that it's not, something's not practical. Whatever this wound was, if you persevered and did what you wanted to do anyway, self-love, it taught you that to trust yourself and to trust your intuition. What wants to be, oh my gosh, it was sticking back out, didn't know what it was. It's like double jeopardy time too. What's the angst? I've come along on a long pathway. I've been on a long journey. Or this can even be like, when you feel like you're almost done. My poor mom. I was 10 when Abby was born. She thought she was done. Surprise. 10 years. You're like, oh, I got another decade now until freedom. But not everybody thinks about it that way. I understand. Yeah, this is, do I want to or not? Like, what are we hemming it? What are we going back and forth? Are you already a mom and you're doing the most? Like, you're doing all the work in this? I can't get a clear energy because, like, high priestess energy, raising consciousness, like, she doesn't always open her mouth, but she just has this kind of knowing smile, this little secret smile. Okay. To expedite healing, what can you speak with power and truth about? What can Angela speak with power and truth about? I feel like it's love. What you holding on to? What are we, squeeze. What are we clinging on to still? Oranges, sacral chakra. That's where babies are created. That's why all this mom talk here. It's like I'm sitting on information, something I know. There's some kind of creative project you're holding on to, or the Four of Pentacles can simply be, I really need to watch my money right now. I can't just go throwing my fuck it stick. I got to be really careful with how I spend that energy because I got a decision to make. Again, the crossroads of the two. I just don't know what two things you're deciding between. And it's also kind of like this, again, can be divorce energy, just simply the Justice card with 2 swords and 9 swords. That is absolutely possible. Like, do I want to step into something new and look for a new love, or should I just kind of hang out and like something it out, tough it out, tough it out? Did I write about the two? I wrote about the two. Yeah, there's something in yesterday's. I wrote specifically about this card and about what it means to be hanging on to the old wand and then having the earth, the globe in your other hand. Okay. There's the King of Cups. There's partnership energy. This is about a 10 of Pentacles. Something has come as far as it can go. And it's like, do I want to kind of start all over? You'll have to let me know. Okay. Let me stop boring you here. What are blocks that throw Angela off her game here, out of her own power? Don't let a false belief that there's no good ones out there. Let's see how these layers of energy overlap. Okay, it's a false belief because here comes the match right here. But you gotta make a different choice than you always have, right? And then it says eye candy, beauty fades. Choose someone for their inner beauty and personality. Can be a choice between two here. We got two court cards. All right, and let's look at then how can you stay in your power? How can you exalt your power here? Growth potential. There's the Dove of Peace that is also on our Ace of Cups here. Embrace change to unlock your full potential and flourish. There's divine timing. This is this was in the reading. This is about balance of yin and yang. Be patient because some things do take time to manifest fully. And then this is love all over it, girl. Commitment. Commit to this next stage in your development, and there will be a promise fulfilled in some form. If you follow your intuition here, what is the like peace, dove, and dove? What is the most peaceful path? What is the path of least resistance? That's certainly not fear, because fear is resistance. Embrace potential. We move out of the realm of potentiality and into reality with this Aries. Clean up an aisle, Aries. Explore an abundance of opportunities with an open mind. Answers reveal limitless horizons on your journey. Got the sailboat thing happening there on the bottom. We've got the open sea, and we've got the open sea here too. And you're like also open sea of, I don't know which to choose. But you do. It just might be the hard decision, not the easy decision. You're currently not a mom. Okay. I don't know. Are you at that age where you're like, I gotta decide kind of whether I'm gonna go it alone? And guess what, guys? I got news for us. Oh, like we guys and girls, we all mom and nurture in some way. Queen of Pentacles energy is just about we take care of the people that we know and love around us. You might be a really damn good cook, and the way that you show and share love is to have everybody over for I don't know, like Monica. She's like, I got a new bread recipe. And it's like, I'll be there in 5 minutes. She makes amazing bread, you guys. And just one day she just decided that she was gonna bread is hard. Bread is hard. So like that shit's not easy. And she just like, I just whipped it up. She does. Let me know if you are if anybody likes making bread here. All right. I think your oldest you were 13 when your littlest sister was born? Well, I guess Stephanie, I would have been 12, and then Abby was 10, but we were in the same household. And pretty much I'm like, oh, you're having her just for me. This is my baby. She was supposed to be born in June, my birthday, and I was supposed to be born in July, her birthday. I came early for the only time in my entire life, and she came almost a month late. Like they let you go back then. They didn't induce. So, all right, guys, I think we're at our, let's see, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4. The steps of the hermit. We've been seeing steps a lot, and I was just looking 2, 3, 4. Just seeing real quick if your bread can be used as a doorstop. Love that. Oh my gosh. Lisa, is it May? Lisa Me. Sure, let me squeeze one in here for you, Lisa. Lisa, let me know if you know where your Aries 2728 is located in your chart. Let me get one. I had a feeling. I was like that. I got everybody. I did everybody on my list, but I was like, I wonder. It feels like there's somebody. There's somebody else. We'll do one mo because no one ever want to stop the party. Nobody wants to leave, but that's always the best time to leave is when it's the height of the party, right? You don't want to be the last one there. I never had any shame about being the last one there. I want to have fun until the very most minute that I can still keep having fun. Sassies, did I get you down? I could have sworn I heard your name. I got you, girl. But Sassy, let me know because I know you have to know your Aries placement. Did not see you list that. And then again with hope that helps, Sunrise Angela. Lisa, let me know if you're still here and if you know where your Aries is in your church. Can give you a little more info. All right. Yes, the sassy. And then that way I'll wait and see if Lisa gets me her. Or either one of you guys, if you guys got either of you know where your Aries is, that'll give me some more. So a wound here, Miss Sassafras. There's discipline here, but this always reminds me of a quilt, which is like the Eight of Pentacles energy of being like an accomplished trade or like being an expert in your field of something here. It's very patient energy. Can accomplish what I set my mind to. So is there a wound around patience or discipline? And then environmental energy, there's this like doubt floating around you. You're so welcome, Ange. I release the need to know all the answers. That's a hard one. That's probably one of the biggest things that it's hard for people. That's like the best help, though, of once we're out of the needing to know every detail about what had happened was, once we can let go of needing to know the story detail by detail, right? Then I know my clients are in a place of healing. They're not still stuck in that, yeah, but then what happens? Or, right, they've got to know every detail. So here, like if we can really release the need to know everything, the need to know, like, because that's the whole point. The whole lesson is we don't get to. Am okay, right? Just take the first step. You don't know where the staircase goes. You don't know where it leads, but just one step at a time, just take the right next step, right? One step at a time. So I'd say here, Ange, this wound is like needing to know it's going to be okay before you start to do something, but it's pretty common. Let me see here. What did this wound teach you about what you want and desire? Don't mind my alarm for my talk about old lady meds. I'm not supposed to say that anymore. My my healthy woman vitamins. We'll just call it that. Good night, Di. Nighty night. Sassy 09 Jupiter is at ninth house, and you have Jupiter in that ninth house. If you have Aries in your ninth house, that's going to be a wound of expansion, getting bigger, needing to know what's going to be the final thing before I'll take the first step up. This is my 9 steps image. Hermit. Okay, it taught you about what you want and desire is that you have the experience when you look back and when you knew that you wanted something. Okay, I want, I don't know, making something up arbitrary. I want to go to cooking school. I want to take a cooking class. You have had enough. Ooh, why am I? It feels like something's trying to come up, Sassy. Started talking about cooking, and then I started feeling nauseous. I pick up on feelings here. That wound taught you about what you want and desire is, let me get back on track here because that kind of startled me a little bit, how that felt. That what you want and desire, you have plenty of experience about what works and what doesn't work. This feels like a need to trust yourself a little more here. Environmental energy. We've got the energy of head balancing with heart, diplomacy. This is a big lesson here, but we don't want to hang out at that ninth step inevitably, right? We want that wheel of fortune to turn. Okay. Someone already within your 10 of Pentacles, your daily life, what you've accomplished. What else? What else did this wound teach you about what you want and desire? You have enough experience. It's like you're not trusting your experiences. Do we doubt diplomacy can come in? Do we doubt that? What do we need to know? We need to know all the answers. What's in that test tube of like, is this like I'm more comfortable staying where I am because then at least I have the answers and that like calms down the anxiousness? Maybe usually Ace of Swords there while I'm talking. That was, yeah, it's like I made that I'm comfortable up here. I like having the view from the top. Like when I was little, I'm still the same way. I have to sit in the front seat. I had to sit in the middle and the back seat because I had to be like, I want to see all the things. But then we're not supposed to just kind of stay there, right? Like this is asking you to go higher, higher, baby. All right. That wound taught you about what you want and desire is like to reach for more. Like once that 10 of Pentacles has been completed, we don't want to just stay at the top, right? Because we already been there, done that, got the t-shirt, accomplished this, whatever the thing is that you're setting your mind to, or you had a wound that you would not accomplish, but you have enough experience to know how to do it. Now this Ace of Pentacles, what's coming for you here? There's a word, this is a word, some information coming, there's word coming about a tangible offer here. Pentacles are so, well, 3D, it could be anything. What's this offer? Oh, okay. Passionate communication hurling towards emotions, diplomacy and balance and love. 8 and 8. 8 and 8's a 16. Today's the 16th with the Tower energy. This message again, it's going to require us to hold strength about. It's going to require us to balance out the energy. This is micro attracting macro. This could be changing the way you speak to your own self in your mind's eye. Like what you're telling yourself is possible in the 3D or what can be true. I just mentioned the 8 of Pentacles about becoming an expert at something here in your field about this. but it's time, like the guru, the shaman, the guide. What I have no idea what you're an expert at. I don't know you that well, but like it's like it's saying you've got plenty like you know enough. You know enough. You've collected enough data here. Can I get some more context here? What is this for sassy? Okay. What can you speak with power and truth about? What's something you've discerned? Queen of Swords. What, some kind of transformation, some kind of truth you've come to that you've taken a lot. That Queen of Swords, Libra energy takes forever to shit or get off the pot. No, not meaning anything by that, but you know what I mean. Like, I need more info. I'm still collecting info. No, you a senior in high school and you are like at the intelligence level where you could be going on to your PhD by now, but you're like, no, I'm just gonna hang out with the other high school because that's who's around me. So I feel like you're dumbing yourself down or you're not giving yourself enough credit, and it's kind of making me upset about it. Oh, okay. Well, here's dissatisfaction with emotions around you, a wound about King of Cups. Love, that can be deeper love. Eighth house, Scorpio energy would be depth of feeling. When everybody around you is like superficial or surface level, King of Cups wants to go deep. And it's like, that's what I want. But it's like I'm not willing to do the next step up because that means my Ace of Pentacles would change, my 10 of Pentacles of what I got. It's like not really wanting to risk it. That song's coming back from the first read. I'm all for love. Da, 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 da. Crap, it's going to drive me nuts. Gravelly, Melissa Etheridge kind of sounding voice. I'll get it. I will figure it out. But what is expedite your healing? What can you speak with power and truth about? And I get speaking with truth card. It's not helping me so much. Speaking with truth about what is emotionally dissatisfying. Like what you bored with here. Bored. And it has taken me all my damn strength to like this fast, passionate communication. I'm just gonna do what I'm good at and bury myself in work. What's this? Why do we have to keep secret our dissatisfaction? Or why do you feel you do about somebody? Like this is current here. 10 of Pentacles. But I really want somebody as deep as me, as equal in their energy. Why so much doubt? Advice here about this dissatisfaction of emotions, whatever you're not speaking about or taking, like saying, I need more time, I need more data. You already know. High Priestess. It's the safe option here. We've got investments. We've got, this is what you have, and this is what is coming in as what the Ace of Pentacles could be. Like, but where's the freaking cups? I only got want King of Cups, but I got dissatisfying cups, so I can't see this cup that's on offer. It just feels very like I'm gonna stay in this safe zone. But I don't know what that is. because I don't want to lose the safety. I don't want to be left out in the cold for what I don't know. I'd rather stick to what I know. As long as I can ride in my backyard naked when nobody's home, that's good enough for me. And I don't know. It's like I'm afraid that if I ride towards happiness and what I want and love, then I'm going to get left out in the cold and in the dark. I'm not going to know who or what to trust. And 10 of Cups can be wishful thinking, like, is that all an illusion anyway? What's the block here? Can't remember if you're, I think, I don't know, guys. I keep track of anybody and their relationship status. So I don't know. What is the block here? What is the block that throws Sassy out of her own power? Yeah. Fixing them. You can't fix someone. They have to want to change. Accept them for who they are or let them go. Yeah, you're not getting what you deserve here. But for whatever reason, it feels safer than like the main reading of like being scared of what that happiness would look like. Okay, so you come out of your power when we're trying to fix or change somebody else, even though they're not giving us what we want and desire. It leaves us feeling incomplete here. But you need to be whole on your own. And if we're kind of dumbing our energy down because it's like, well, they're never going to rise to it, so I might as well lower my standards. But I feel like all this energy just like really dying to come out here. So how can you exalt your power? And then I'll finish up with I think it was Lisa, if she is still here. I don't see her yet. You feel like you're in the field spinning for looking roads. Okay. 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 Well, let's see. What road here? What will exalt Sassy's power? And you got to remember too, when like there's that level of intelligence or there's that level of depth, it's hard to find anything that's exterior that matches up to that. So you have to pour even more into yourself just to get, what anybody else will be happy with because of the depth and because of the emotional intelligence level. Okay. So the path to exalt your power, saving grace, forgiving yourself and others, heals the wounds and sets you free. And also almost there. Persist with faith, for you're on the brink of a breakthrough and your efforts are about to bear fruit. Keep at it. Keep like going for it. Almost there. And we got water. We got a swing set. Like she's swinging on a swang. So have some damn fun to kind of cleanse out your energy. And it's saying almost there and commitment. Like wish granted. Don't just get to the top and stop. Like I feel another block here. I just can't. Lips are sealed tight. What is spiritual advice? You don't have to tell me what's going on here, Spirit. Just let me give her some years. Like you're waiting to. It's like I need more information to collect, but you already have enough. It's like a delay tactic because I'm telling you, you already know this. When you know what you know, You got to communicate it. Gemini energy, Knight of Swords. When you know what you know, when you know what your choice is, you got to communicate the choice rather than just hanging around with the kids who you freaking could do laps around, metaphorically, at this point. You can do laps around the people that are currently doing this, whatever this is, that feels kind of like you convinced yourself you can't do, or you not time enough to do. Commit to this next stage in your development. It's a next level. You are wherever the 10 of Pentacles was, you've already gotten as far as you could get. So wherever it is that you've gotten as far as you can get, that's not it. Like there's another, what is that called? I'm not a gamer. I have no idea what's it mean when you like spend so much time and you find, is it a level or something? There's another game. There's another, I don't know what computer talk is. I know that sounds really dumb, but you know what I mean? Like gaming speak, I guess. I don't know all the terms, but there's like a hidden layer or another level, and it's like that wasn't advertised, but it's like, oh snap, I didn't know that this game was built in with this extra playing, that if you collect all the whatevers, then it opens up a whole new level for you. I don't know what that's called. Sorry, I'm not down with the video game stuff. Oh, you're so welcome, Angela. Welcome. We're glad you're here. I guess Lisa isn't here. Okay, that's all right. We'll catch you on the next one if you're watching after. But if you are here, just holla. But otherwise, I'm cleaning up and gonna grab my dinner. Thank goodness I have a couple nights a week meals delivered. A girlfriend that cooks for a big family, and her little side hustle is to just make extra. She's already doing it anyway. And I love her for it, thank God, or else I wouldn't be eating hardly, which you can't tell. But anyway, you're so welcome. I hope that helps. We can look at certainly a one-to-one reading for you so we can get to the nitty-gritty, because that just felt like big but vague, but not as big as you think it is. I think we're like making it bigger in our mind about something, but yeah. Okay. Lisa, if you catch this on the replay, come back next time and I'll have one of the gals remind me that you'll be up first. Okie dokie smoky. But thank you guys so much. Thank you for being here for the best night of the week, Thursday night date night. And I will catch you on the next one. Bye, guys. You're so welcome. It is the best. I think so. Bye, Kathy. Bye, Sassy. Bye, Crystal. Bye, Peg. Bye, Judy Jude. Bye, Diana. Bye, Sunrise. Thank you so much for being here. Bye, Lisa. If you come back. And I think everybody, Kaylee, I think she already had to go. But everybody who was here, I love you, mean it. I'll talk to you on the next one. Bye-bye.